Hi guys, so it's me Nicolette Mashile, and today I want to talk a little bit about the balloon payment, right? Or sometimes it's called the residual value. There's a slight difference between the two, but I'll get into that, right? But remember that none of my videos constitute as financial advice. If you are looking for financial advice, please do consult somebody who's reputable, registered, and qualified as a financial advisor. So let's jump straight into it. When I went to Rhodes University, because I came from a traditionally Afrikaans medium school, I was subjected to do extended studies. Now, this doesn't mean I was stupid. It's primarily because I come from a school where Afrikaans is the main language. So what they would make us then do, because I was going into an English stream and Rhodes University is an English run university, I was then told that I needed to either take English for academic purposes or English for writing and certain subjects that you need to take just so that you are prepared for university academia, right? And I think it happens in other universities. Now, the problem with this is that you can either pretend like it's not there and do your courses as is, or you can take it up in first year, but then push out some of your courses, which then means the 3 years that you're meant to graduate in might not happen, right? And a lot of people, because they don't read their acceptance letters, they get hit by this as a surprise. For some reason, some people get hit by this literally at the end when they're expecting to graduate, where they've calculated their credits and now they think they're graduating, and then it's like boom, bang. No, sir, you are not graduating. And literally for me, it's almost similar to what a balloon payment is. You pay off the amount over the 60 months that they've given you. And then when you think that you've now paid off and you can close that account, they remind you that, no, sir, you took it on a balloon payment. So let's kind of go back to what a balloon payment actually is. And I'll give you a practical example. So let's say you walk into a car dealership and you want to buy the latest car that you really want. You've been praying on this, and finally you've made the step to go, and you've got the bravado now to go out there and buy the car, because really buying a car is a scary experience. Let me tell you that, right? So you walk into the car dealership and you sit down and you're like, I want that car. It's 400,000 rand. And they do their math and they do the sums and they tell you, okay, for a car of 400,000 rand, you're going to have to pay 12,000 rand installment. And you just, over 5 years, and you just like, 12,000. 12,000 rand is a lot, right, for a car, because now you got to add on insurance, you got to add on petrol, you got to add on a shortfall. It just goes a bit out of the window, right? So you say to the car salesman, nah, I can't afford 12,000 rand. I really can probably afford maybe like 8,000 rand. And he says to you, okay, you know what, let's do this. Let's add on the period and make it 72 months. Now it will go down to 10,000 rand, and you're like, yeah, I really want this car, but I still can't afford 10,000 and I can only afford 8,000 rand. And the car salesman says, my sister, I really can't make it 8,000 rand. And instead of getting up and getting out of that car dealership, because really you cannot afford the car, you like, but really, like, is there nothing we can do? And those are magical words to car salesmen, because you know what? They know there is something that they can do for you, because for them, the sale equals commission. So what do? They then introduce you to the world of balloon payments. Ooh, balloon payments. Or what some people will call residual value. Again, there's a slight difference between the two, but I'll get into that. So now he says to you, don't worry, we will put in a 25% balloon payment on this 400,000 rand. And all of a sudden, that 8,000 rand that you wanted to pay, you can pay it. And you're just thinking, okay, this sounds dope. But instead of sitting there and actually asking him what a balloon payment is, there you are signing, you're excited. You're even asking to personalize the number plate because you're so excited. But what it really actually means is the fact that after the 60 months that you pay for that car at 8,000 rand, there is still 100,000 rand that you still need to pay up front. And it is a lump sum that you got to pay. Because what they've essentially done is they've now minus 25% of the value of what you are paying for the car, and they've just suspended it. They've put a freeze on it, a choke on the amount that you still need to pay, right? So now they're financing the car at actually 300,000 rand. You're paying an installment of a car with 300,000 rand, but you still need to pay the 100,000 rand that is still missing, right? And let me tell you, when they want it in full. Now, I don't know if you're sitting at home while you're paying 8,000 Rand and saving some money so that at the end of the 60 months, you're going to pay 100,000 Rand, because I just feel like you could be putting that money away to savings, or you could be investing it. But I mean, what do I know, right? So unless you are that person that when the 60 months end, you've got 100,000 Rand sitting somewhere, or you have planned to cash out something and you can pay that 100,000 Rand, then this is not for you, right? Because what essentially will happen is that you're going to get yourself in a situation where you might need to refinance that 100,000 Rand. And now you've just extended the amount of time you're going to pay for this car, which also means that you're paying more in interest. So now all of a sudden, that 400,000 Rand plus the interest that you would have paid is now extended, and it's just a little bit more than what you actually thought you were going to pay, right? And let me tell you what makes it even worse. What makes it even worse is that probably after 5 years, the car will not even be worth 100,000 Rand. Because most of our cars don't actually carry the value that we would like them to carry, right? It's really unfortunate. And if you are lucky and you do get a car that can carry that value, still, it does not make sense, because what a lot of people end up having to do is either one, refinance the car, or two, sell the car to try and settle this new amount. And let me tell you what even makes it sad. You're not going to get the same interest that you got on the car when you're refinancing this new 100,000 Rand, because it's a brand new loan. Basically, you got to restart the whole thing and actually refinance the amount. So it goes a bit crazy. Sometimes some banks won't even give you the refinancing. They won't give you a new loan. So sometimes you get yourself into debt because of this 100,000 Rand that you're now having to pay off. So it's very important that if you are going to be buying a new car anytime soon, or buying a car in general, one, can you afford the car? My sister, if you cannot afford a car, my brother, if that car is going to choke you and clean on you, rather let it go. And number two, please read what the vehicle asset financing contract actually says, especially the part that is about repayment. Understand it, especially final payment. Understand what it is that you're being charged for. Be clear on that thing, because really, you don't want to be hit by a surprise. All of a sudden, you thought you were graduating, and then they're telling you, nah, you still need to do your extended studies courses. All of a sudden, you thought you're going to drive off, you've lobolad your car, and they tell you, nah, you're still owing 100,000 Rand. So it's very, very important. Remember also that the amount, the balloon payment, is also subject to interest being charged on it. So it's very important. I said I wanted to differentiate between a balloon payment and a residual value. So usually what happens is that on the residual value, they look at what the car would sell at when you actually finally pay your last installment, and that amount is what they would then charge you as a residual value, right, for the car. So it gets a bit tricky. So sometimes, the car might be worth maybe 30,000 Rand book value, or maybe 125,000 Rand book value, and you gotta then pay for it. And whereas a balloon payment, you will know upfront exactly how much it is. So that also is a bit of a tricky situation. But either way, I'm not here for balloon payments. I'm not here for residual value payments, because really, where will I get 100,000 Rand from to just put into a car that is probably like beaten up? And let me tell you, I'm driving my car for the past 3 years, and I'm already tired of that car. I'm just like, I can't. I'm so tired of this car. I can't imagine after 6 years of driving. Let's say you take it for 72 months. After 6 years of driving the same car, you still gotta put in like 100,000 Rand into the car. No, Kata, not going to work. Not for me. I'm sorry, guys. Let's buy cars we can afford. Okay.